Hey, what's going on YouTube, and welcome to this week's episode of Tuesday Preppers, where we take a look at the in-game news for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, take a look at what kind of content is coming your way, and talk about what kinds of killers you can get that are going to help you to get ready for this event. And this week we are kind of getting back to only having like a very small amount of content that's coming out in a week. And I'm sure there's lots of reasons why that is, but we don't really know any of them. But we're basically just getting the second part of the Dragonquest Adventure of Die event. And there's really only one piece of content, which is this one here called Checkmate. Checkmate is an event dungeon. It's like a box summon event where you can like farm up currency and get all the rewards and summon from the box to get some free gear. So, you know, it's not super exciting. It is what it is, right? This is the Dragonquest box summon Checkmate. And the enemy is a stone enemy called the Maximum. Now, the Maximum is 50% weak to fire, thunder, and light, is a stone enemy, and you can use all the breaks on it you want. Yeah, that's really pretty much it. So beyond that, you know, they obviously want you to take your Adventure of Die units. So like, you know, set your friend units for that. If you've got Beast King Crocodile, that's gonna be the easiest one to set an EX3 just for friends to get bonus currency if you don't happen to have, you know, the old units or the new units at EX3. So definitely do that just so you can help out your friends. But let's talk a little bit about where you can get some Stone Killer, since that's the only piece of content that we're getting this week. And you definitely want to be ready for that. So Stone Killer is one that is not particularly common, but there are a few things you can definitely do. You could get Stone Killer Plus from killing the Stroper. You could also get Stone Eater Sense from the Archeo Avis, and that's the one we're going to do tonight on Clear here. You can get Darksteel Heavy Destroyer, Darksteel Heavy Armor, Demon Axe. Lots of ways you can get some Stone Killer, as well as some of our old favorite TMRs and STMRs, the Weapon Specialist from Wild Rose Furion, Scanning Goggles from Eileen, Storm Bunny Jacket, just, you know, farming up King Giot with friend point summons and making Stone Killers from that. Lots and lots of ways you can do that. So we're going to go after Stone Eater Sense from the Archeo Avis very easily here. I'm going to show you a team that's going to be able to carry it, and it's right here on the screen. So let's go ahead and dive into it. If you go to the Nemesis in the Vortex, you can go to 12 Types Takedown and scroll down to the very first trial, the Archeo Avis, to obtain Stone Eater Sense. We're going to do the harder version of this trial. And it says just all we have to do is complete it. Now, completing it's going to get us Bird Killer Plus, which is good. You can grab that for later. Stone Eater Sense to do this within 6 turns. We're going to do it in 2. Take a party of 5 or less, and make sure that no one dies. Taking a look at the strategy, tells you that it's a bird enemy, frequently uses attacks that use status ailments. When his HP is reduced, the power of his attacks gets up. And then it lowers lightning resistance at first, but then it changes to ice resistance if you, once you get its HP past a certain point. So we're going to skip that mechanic entirely and just kill this thing in one shot, basically, using this team. We're not going to take a friend, and we're going to take this team of units because I think it's kind of fun. We're going to take Runda to be our physical tank, not even wearing an Esper. You could definitely put an Esper on there if you need one, but you don't really need one. We're going to take Fina, Lotus Mage Fina is an NVA. Really all she's here to do is provide us with some status immunity. And she's going to be chaining with Vivi using Thundaga from Ramu. So really all she's wearing is the Aryan Yes ring, and that's basically it, right? Runda is wearing all of his own story gear: Runda Shield Blaster backup unit, Runda Arm, Saintly Castle just for some mitigations, Grand Helm's a trial reward. Really the only thing that's like special here, and you don't need any of this. I happen to have it. Like, you can take off Mystic Tenacity. This is available in the Clash of Wills shop right now. Really good item. And then Cool Beauty, you know, it's from Summer Folka and Citra, so it's a 7-star TMR STMR. Really the strongest thing on here is Dad's Pride, which is from Avalanche's Barret. You don't have to have that. Runda's gonna tank the damage on this just fine without this extra, 100%. So let's go ahead and take this off. In fact, just to prove a point, Runda's defense is gonna go down a little bit. He's wearing the Power Cut card, you're going to get your free copy of Power Cut this week if you have not gotten it from a previous event. So good card for Runda. There you have it. 7-star Sylvie is going to be here just wearing her STMR just to unlock her triple cast. She's got all of her abilities awakened. And then Vivi, a Black Mage Vivi, 7-star Vivi, not even wearing any equipment, is just here to chain with Fina. And the whole damage is going to be carried by Axstar here. So here's Axstar, wearing a bunch of event gear, his own STMR, no Clash of Wills gear, no fancy pants stuff, just all stuff that you can either farm up, get for free, or get from current events. Really, the only thing he's got that's really special is Avian Eater Sense, which you can get from a previous trial, just for some bird killer. He's also got Indestructible Light, which you can get from Lightning for free, the Neovision's Lightning for free, and that's a really easy thing to pick up. He's just wearing, a generic vision card that's going to give him some killers and then also just some good stats. No leader skill on the party. We definitely do not need it. And he gears really naturally for bird killer. So really just adding a little bit of bird killer for him is really all you need. Otherwise, he's got true double hand and reasonable stats. And we're going to wipe this thing out really quickly. So let's go ahead and turn on the actions. That way you can see what we're doing. There we go. And we will jump right into this challenge. Then we'll talk about a couple of other things. All right, so notice the fight starts off with lowers lightning resistance area of effect. Conveniently, we're going to do a lightning clear for this team and go from there. There we are. Now we're going to start with Runda. Runda's going to use triple and use anti-assault field, which is from his Runda blaster. It's a story item, so you can definitely pick that up. He's going to use Runda barrier for just some resistances and then cover. And that's going to just help him cover the party and do what he needs to do. There we go. Notice our boss now has an 87% attack break. Pretty good. Lotus Mage Fina is going to just do Blooming Lotus to put up status immunity for the party, and then Enduring Blossom just for some mitigation buffs. There we go. 7-star Sylvie is going to use triple. She's going to use Bolt Egg just to increase our damage and apply lightning to our Axstar. She's going to use Marion Watch Over Me for just like some buffs and stuff like that, and then hop into battle on Axstar just to raise his stats a little bit. There we go. Vivi is going to use Focus Magic. That's going to give him quadruple cast of some of his abilities so that he can chain with Fina. And then Axstar is going to get ready for the next turn, just using triple Blade Art, Face of Carnage, War Goddess Battle Stance, and Maledictive Scowl. Boss is going to hit Runda with some attacks and do paralysis, but Runda is now immune thanks to Fina's buffs. And Runda's fine. There we go. That's pretty much the fight. Sylvie is going to, just to make this even more ridiculous, is going to use all eggs in one basket. That's going to give a 30% lightning boost to Axstar. Nothing special. 30% amp. Woo. There you have it. Fina and Vivi are just going to queue up their chain quadruple black magic Thundaga 4 times. And then Vivi's going to use quadruple magic potential electric demise, which is the same frame, CWA, right? The key is that they can just do them 4 times. And then Axstar is going to use quadruple blade art devastation slash. And you're going to see once we do the damage report that Axstar completely carries the damage on this. And this ability that he has, the quadruple slash, chains really fits really nicely into a quadruple CWA chain. So it's gonna look kind of like this. We're gonna send our chainers. Wait just a second. Send Axstar. There we go. All of our damage really coming from Axstar. Vivi and Fina were just kind of, creating a nice little chain for him. We did 6.7 billion. Not shabby. And we'll just see exactly how much of that was Axstar here in just a second. $6.7 billion. So, Axstar really carrying the damage there. No surprises, right? Our units were totally unequipped and naked, and other than him. But really, I mean, even his gear was not even that good. So what I'm getting at is here is like if you don't have your own Axstar, just grab a random Axstar from the friends list, and you're probably able to destroy this trial very, very easily. There you go. And that'll get you, that'll get you the Stone Eater sense, which will help you get ready for Stone Killer for this week. Now, as far as other news that's going on, we've got some limited time units, the new Dragonquest die units, looking pretty cool. With basically the same banner that we have for the current week, where you get a guaranteed chance to get one of these units, and then step up the rest of the way. Pretty cool. Die is a damage dealer in both forms, basically. Leona is technically a support unit, just does not do a very good job of it. Does have some field effects, but they're not like very good, so like it's just really weird. And then True Dark King Viren is a fire damage dealer, and could potentially be a useful addition to your party. Says he's getting some upgrades here, and otherwise looks pretty cool. Yeah, neat if you're a fan, but it bugs me that we have this just one piece of content. No EX fights, no upgrades, no nothing else. So really we're going to work on this week, if you haven't already, is get your rank 1 in Vision World and get your rank 1 in Clash of Wills, and get into that. Now, a couple of things that they mentioned here, we've got some login bonuses and some exchange shops and stuff like that. In particular, this Black Friday login bonus, which tells us now that we're getting some new types of Lapis replica, and a bunch of it, in fact. The seasonal celebration, which is kind of cool. So we're gonna look and see what that's gonna be soon. And then just some login bonuses and stuff like that. The only other real piece of news is just this issue with the compensation. Where they said they if you've been living under a rock, they accidentally sent out some compensation that didn't really compensate anything, and then they told you not to use it, and in fact they took it away from players who had not claimed it yet. But the players who had claimed it yet, they were saying, please don't open it. And now we know they're going to be removing the unintended items, tickets, and Lapis from affected accounts. Now, I think that's really tricky. I don't know how they're going to. I'm sure they have ways of knowing who's got unintended items and can do that pretty easily. It just depends on like how deep this goes and like what they do and how they do it. I personally plan on taking a screenshot of all my Lapis tickets and other resources, just in case. I personally was not affected by this, so my account's not affected, so it shouldn't be messed with, but I don't want to take any chances. I'm going to take a screenshot of all my stuff just to make sure like I know exactly what I have, and hopefully this does not touch me in any way. But as for whether or not this is like a good choice or a bad choice, it's really contentious, and there's a lot of opinions floating around out there. Either way, they told us not to do it, and if you did and they have to do some things to your account, like you kind of, they did warn you, except for players who used the compensation before the warning went out. I guess in that sense, like it's possible, but hopefully things aren't too messy for them and for you. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Lots of opinions, lots of perspectives on this one. Just to take a look, their maintenance report here. This is for Wednesday, and it's saying that they should be done 4 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, which for me is 6 o'clock in the morning. I don't know. I feel like if they're doing all this like behind the scenes stuff, with like removing stuff from accounts and stuff, I feel like this maintenance might get pushed. Hopefully they can get it all done in one shot. I also hope that things don't really get messed with too much. But the reality of it is, we have one piece of content to do, and it's not even one that's like really worth working on or demonstrating or whatever. It's just a farming event. I'm probably gonna do this during my lunch break and just like set it to auto and get it done in like 20 minutes. So like I don't know if we'll even stream FFBE on Thursday. We'll see. There's not a whole lot to do unless I just feel like, you know, working on, you know, alternative clears for Vision World and stuff like that. But I mean, I was really struggling with like creatively coming up with like unit combinations and I got rank 1. I just ended up doing a fire team, which was super easy. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Either way, we got this farming event. Get you some Stone Killer. You now know how to do that using using Axstar to completely carry it, and have some fun with it. And we'll see you guys in the next video, whatever that turns out to be. Take care, be good to each other, and we will see you around.